Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have another Halloween video for you. This is one of them, and then I have one more that I'll probably post as a bonus video on the weekends. And so what I want to do is I want to post Mondays and Thursdays, and then on some weeks I'll have a bonus video either on Saturday or Sunday, whichever day that I have time to upload it. And so I know that Halloween is coming up really soon. I think for a lot of people, at least for Michael's and Joanne's, Halloween is long gone, fall is long gone, and they've already gone into Christmas. So I will be posting these by the end of this week so that we can move on to the next holiday. But with this video, I wanted to share sort of a tip on usually when I'm out shopping or looking at things, I sort of just find inspiration by just thinking, can I do this? Can I do that? If I use this, how can I make a certain thing? And this kind of video goes towards that. There's really not much you can do with paper flowers that hasn't already been done, but you know, inspiration's everywhere. And so I was at the dollar store one day a couple weeks back, and I found these eyeballs at the store. So I've already opened this package, but usually it comes with 12 pieces and then it's just eyeballs. And I had walked around the store and I thought, what can I do with eyeballs? And given that I like to make paper flowers, I wanted to center around paper flowers. And I thought that this could be a nice center. But I didn't want to just throw it in the center. But there's really not much you can do when you just have something round like this. And so I thought that one thing I can do with eyeballs is that they're creepy, and so maybe I can create some eyelashes as part of the center, and then I can use some colored paper and put it in towards the flower and maybe make a number of them so that they can decorate a door that I have facing the front door. So that was my idea with it. Not revolutionary, but I will want to show you how I make the eyelashes. It's very easy. Sometimes I feel that when we see something and we don't know how to make it, we're quick to maybe want to just walk away from it or find another idea. So this is just a tip sort of video. It'll be really quick. So with these eyeballs, I wanted to create, I said, like the eyelashes, and I thought, how can I make it? Can I just take a piece of paper and cut that fringe? So in thinking of this, like, can I make an eyelash around it? I thought, could I just take a strip of paper like this, just take a pair of scissors and then just cut that fringe that I usually talk about? Will this work? And it does. It works nicely if you press for time. This is very, very easy. You can do it with scissors. You don't even need a cutting machine. And I'm just gonna make this short. So yeah, this would work fine if you wanted to just add, whoops. Well, that popped out of my hand. So you can always just do this as the eyelash for this, and you can just do that, and that would be fine enough. But I thought, you know, how can I challenge myself and think of an easy way to make an eyelash that curls towards the center, towards the eyeball? And so what I came up with is actually this piece here, and I just made it really quickly in my Silhouette software. I'm sure you can do this very easily in Cricut as well. So it was really easy to make once I thought about how I wanted it to look like. And I'm gonna take the eyeball and then just place it around sort of where the diameter, or if you think of this as a globe, like the equator of this eyeball, and then I wrap it around. If I curled these tips towards it, it kind of looks like eyelashes towards the center of this eyeball. So if I take my bone folder and just curl that a little bit, like that, just to give it a curl. So I wish my eyelashes were like this. If I just take a little bit of glue on the end and then roll this around, or wrap this around this eyeball. Like that. Like this. Then you get sort of those eyelashes towards it. So I don't find that this is like any sort of shocking thing. However, I just thought that it's nice to feel that if you wanted to make something, that there are always ways that you can do it, and it might even be more simple than you think. So obviously this would just be something different. Obviously the detail may not matter as much, but I just thought this was a nice touch to add this sort of eyelash to this creepy little eyeball that will go in towards the center of my flower. So given that, I made a very quick, easy flower. And what I use again is my template 18 flower. I'm just going to put this together very quickly. My template 18 flower, I have 6 petals of a 3-inch petal, a 3-inch wide petal, and this is 3.5 inches wide. I have 12 pieces, so it's 2 sets, and then just a 4-inch hexagon. Here I just have an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper that I cut down. Sorry, I have this 3.5 inch wide strip cut out of an 8.5 inch by 11 inch piece of paper, and I just have that sort of 1/8 inch fringe cut that I always use. And I have it in green, but I used orange, purple, and white for my little door decoration that I have. So I'm going to put that together very quickly just so you can see what it looks like with this. And so with this petal, same thing as normal. This is my template 18 flower, and I have used it a lot in all of my Halloween videos because it's so easy to use, and I think the flower looks easy. I can breeze through making a ton of these when I do it in stages. So I just cut out all the petals, then I curl and glue all the petals, or in this case I don't curl. I meant that I would cut and then I would glue the 2 flaps together in one stage, and then I assemble all the flowers together in one stage. And that way I just feel like it takes me no time to make this. And I think that's the best thing when you have holidays and things to do, but you still want to make something special for the occasion. So this year me and my husband, we've bought a home, and it's our first year being able to pass out candy. We lived in an apartment before, and I'm so excited to be able to actually do that. I've always lived either in an apartment that wouldn't have trick-or-treaters, just the layout, and I remember once in college, me and my roommates were in a townhouse, and I think I was sleeping, or I was taking a nap during Halloween, and the area is mostly college students, but we had one trick-or-treater, and I thankfully had a bag of candy. I think it was Reese's candy, and I was able to pass out candy to this one person. So since then, and it's been a while since college, since then I haven't had any chance to pass out candy, and so I'm very, very excited. And I wanted to make some crafts that right now, while they're inside my home, maybe during Halloween I'll bring them to decorate our porch and our doorway, so that I don't know, just to add a little special touch. Since we did just move, I didn't purchase really much in terms of decoration for Halloween, and I'm not one thing about me is I don't like dolls. I don't like things with eyes. Like mannequins at the store are very creepy to me. It just, I'm not sure why. Maybe I had too many creepy dolls when I was young. Maybe I'm really influenced by horror movies, but I don't really like scary stuff. I tend not to watch horror movies and stuff, so I feel like my paper flower decorations are very PG, but it's nice to have something rather than nothing, I guess. And I think in time, maybe I'll be more lenient when we have our own kids. Maybe we can have more spookier decorations, but I'm very excited. And so I have all these little crafts that I made out of paper flowers for Halloween, and I feel like it's festive enough. So here I am just gluing the petals together, and when I made the entire door, I made them all at once, and so it was very easy just to do this while it was very easy to do this all at once, especially if you wanted to do it while you're watching a show or a podcast, if you're listening to podcasts. So I just wanted 2 layers of this 3.5-inch petal. Like that, and I usually glue in batches, so you can see I could just add glue all at once and then just stick them on, and already it's taking shape. And then I have one last set of petals here that I just stick on. And what I want to do with these flowers after I use them, if I don't decide to use them next year, I think I can just donate them maybe to a teacher so that they can donate to a teacher so maybe they can use it in their Halloween decor for their classroom or wherever. I think it took very little paper to make these flowers. Maybe I think in total it takes me about 4 sheets of paper for each flower, and it's fairly low. So I'm putting mine on my door, and so I'm glad that they're not very tall or they don't stick out. So if my hand was a door, it would be sitting like this, and I'm glad that it doesn't, I can't explain this well. I'm glad that it doesn't sit so tall that it comes out from the doorway too far. That way I don't keep bumping it, and so I like this size, and I just created a bunch of them to fill that space. And as usual, with this, I just glue the 2 sides together. So then all I do is that I take the glue and add a little bit and then just wrap it around the center here. So all I do from here is just wrap it around this eyeball and then just wrap it around . And then you should just get something like this, and then all you need to do is just fluff it up. So I bend these pieces back. And then you get an eyeball in the center, so that's the stick. I just add a little bit of glue here on the bottom. Sort of generous helping, sort of just in the flat area of the circle, the eyeball. and then just stick it right on. Then I just press in the center and hold it until the glue dries. So for me and my flowers, I'm not sure if it's as noticeable in the B-roll clips that I am going to include, but there's different color eyeballs. There's a red, a yellow, and a blue. And then what I did was I took purple, orange, this green, and white, and I swapped those colors. I still have a black flower because I like black as my base, my neutral. So all I did after just sort of varying the different colors and putting the flowers together very closely, it felt like it was all one piece and nothing really stood out individually. That was what I wanted. And then I covered it all with spider webs, like the fake spider web that you can get to cover your bushes and your trees. And then I added just plastic spiders to the entire portion of the door. And that was sort of my take on that door decoration for Halloween. And this door that I'm decorating actually leads down to my office, so I think it's appropriate. I'm sort of sad to take it down, but let me know if you have any questions. This is supposed to be a quick video. Hopefully I'm going to make it a quick video. So that's my take on this like spooky eyeball center for this flower. Let me know if you have any questions, if you did something similar, or you had other ideas that you did for Halloween. I would love to hear about it. Thank you so much for watching, and bye. Happy Halloween. Okay, so really quickly in Silhouette Studio, if you wanted to make something similar to the eyelashes that I made, or I think this is a great way to start learning how to make your own flower centers if you make a lot of paper flowers and you have ideas. So this is just a basic, quick way of how I make my eyelash piece for my flower, but this can apply to any other thing that you're making, and I have made, I think, at least 1 or 2 videos of how I make flower centers. So just to start, I go to the page setup and I want to turn on the grid, and then all I want to do is just create with this draw. If you go over to the side and draw a polygon rather than a line, all I do is I zoom in, and then using the guide I make a triangle, and I can make a skinnier triangle or more of what would look like an equilateral if I wanted to, but I want a nice skinny triangle for my center. And I just thought this would curl in, and this is what I can use to make that eyelash go towards the center, and that way it doesn't look bulky when it hits sort of the iris or the pupil. And I just want to make a number of these, and so what I can do is select this triangle and then go over to the replicate panel over here on the right, and just I can replicate a number of them, so I can do that many, and I just kind of let it replicate a number of them for me. And this will depend on what you're making, how wide you want this to be. But then after that, all I do is go over to the drawing tab here, and then you can draw a small rectangle, and then sort of draw a rectangle that grabs all of those triangles, and it can be a skinnier one or a larger one. I want to make it at least large enough that when I add glue it doesn't run everywhere and burn my fingers, and so that's a fairly substantial amount of space. I think about a little under 1/4 inch. Then all I do is just select all of them, go to the Modify tab, and then hit Weld. So this piece itself, this is not the exact piece that I used for the eyelash that I made, but it was just a very quick process of how I made it. And so this is very easy. You can play around with this shape to kind of get something similar or different, whatever you like. And then in Cricut, if you are interested, it's super easy if you just go to the Shapes tab and then Triangle. So it'll give you a triangle here, and here it's an equilateral almost. No, it's not. Take that back. But in order, you can change the shape, but it will sort of be sized proportionally to the size that you're resizing it to. And then all you need to do is go to the Unlock tab, and then you can move it over and get a skinnier triangle or fatter one if you'd like, but just eyeballing it. One that's about that skinny would work well, and then you can just duplicate it or just copy and paste. I'm not as familiar with the Cricut software as I've mentioned in the past, and so there is a way that I believe you can align. So once you have a certain number of triangles, and so let me just add a few more. So once you have a number of triangles that you want, however many you're making, you can select all the triangles. So here you can see that they're all selected. You go to the Align tab, and then you can hit Align Bottom, and that way these will all sort of align correctly here. And then you can just add in another shape, a square. Again, unlock this so that you can make it a rectangle. And you just size it to whatever size you're making, similar to what we did before. And line that up, and then just select, and then you hit weld. And then now it's all one piece. And if we go over to make it, you can see that it'll cut out like this. Now I didn't size it appropriately. This is not the size that I would want. Obviously it's 12.3 inches roughly by 3.46. That's not the size that you want. But when you hit that and make it, so that's better. And obviously you could see that whatever project you're making, you can use a similar process and make your flower centers. So I hope that helps. It can seem really basic, but these are one of the things that I wish I knew. I basically just played around with my software until I figured it could do what I wanted it to do. So let me know if you have any questions about this in the comments below. Thanks.